All right, like any industry out there, transportation likes to use abbreviations for common terms or phrases. The problem is that this can leave a lot of people in the dark, and in trucking, communication is extremely important. So I wanted to just take a minute and explain some of the more common trucking abbreviations that you'll see. And now I know there will be some that I leave out, but don't worry, we can cover those in another video or something. So let's start with CMV. CMV, it's commercial motor vehicle. Now, a commercial motor vehicle is a pretty broad term, and it covers a variety of vehicles that you see on the road. Semis, buses, any vehicle hauling hazardous material is a CMV. But you might be thinking, well, what about, RVs? Those are big, and you are correct. Those are big, but they are not considered a commercial vehicle because they're not used for commerce purposes. You're not hauling stuff with them. Now, all CMVs need to be registered and display DOT numbers, which leads to my next one, DOT. Now, DOT stands for Department of Transportation, and that is the federal government branch that oversees all things transportation. Okay. Now, each state will have their own Department of Transportation as well. But when you are dealing with DOT numbers, you will be dealing with the FMCSA branch of the federal government. Wait, now, what's a FMCSA? Well, funny you should ask while I'm making an abbreviations video. So the FMCSA stands for, now listen there, Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. Kind of a long one here. That's why we shortened it down to FMCSA. Now, they're the ones who assign you a DOT number, and they're going to be the organization that keeps track of your transportation company. Okay, the FMCSA is the group that puts out the regulations handbook that I talked about a while back, all 697 pages of it. And they oversee to make sure that you are following all those rules. Now, they're not going to be watching over your shoulder, but they do have DOT agents out there on the road to make sure that drivers and equipment are traveling safely. And if you're not following their rules, they will give you violations that will affect your CSA scores. And now, hang on, I know what you're thinking. CSA, just like the FMCSA, so a CSA score must mean Carrier Safety Administration score. You'd think so, but no, you'd be wrong. Again, we're dealing with the federal government here. In this case, CSA stands for Compliance, Safety, and Accountability. This is the program set up by the FMCSA to monitor safe or unsafe driving habits of drivers. It also monitors compliance and out-of-service violations for equipment on the road. The more violations the driver and equipment obtain, the higher your CSA score gets. And when the score starts to climb, customers and brokers stop working with the carrier. And if your score continues to climb, the trucking company itself will be put out of service. So, just to recap, CMV is a commercial motor vehicle. It's basically any large vehicle on the road that is hauling products for money. DOT is the Department of Transportation, the federal government branch that oversees transportation. The FMCSA is the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. It's the branch under the DOT that creates the rules for the CMVs. That might rhyme. And the CSA is Compliance, Safety, and Accountability, the scoring system for the FMCSA rulebook.